All right, good morning, boys and girls, and welcome back to the channel. Vince McSham with you here, and we are looking towards the big kickoff for All Elite Wrestling. Now, they did do their earlier pay-per-view, which was All In, but that really wasn't All Elite yet at that time. As I'm sure you all know, it has evolved into something much bigger. And recent history has made this quite the interesting event to look forward to. And I just thought we'd do a short stream here and get people's take on things and see where you guys are at with All Elite. How many of you guys are going to get this pay-per-view? I've kind of documented the way I felt about All In. I wasn't really super impressed with All In at all. That said, I still want to give these guys a chance because God knows we need something that we can watch. I have not watched the main roster product in so long, I can't even tell you anymore. I barely watched maybe 3 matches of WrestleMania.
It's scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from
because it's been that bad. Big JH in the house. Thank you, buddy. How you doing?
At 227 pounds, Chris Jericho.
So based on what we know so far, they've got some deep pockets, and that sounds familiar. They're going to put a pretty solid roster together right off the bat. A lot of talent leaving the WWE, getting ready to jump ship. Justifiably so. When you add names to the roster that we already know about, like Dean Ambrose, which I would be shocked if he doesn't show up. It's not 100%, but it's 99.9%. And you get guys that know their way around the ring the way they do, who have been stifled. You get guys like the Revival that are going to just light that shit up when they get over in AEW and show Vince what he should have been doing with them.
And his opponent.
I'm kind of excited, not going to lie, and I just hope to God that they don't, bring back Dick Boy and all his inflatable penises. What's up, Bishops? Bishops Wrestling in the house. Jack Swagger, sorry, don't need to see him. Great athlete, no doubt about it, but not a great professional wrestler. He's got no ability to work a mic. He's got good in-ring work, but at this point in time, for All Elite, they really just need personalities, and Swagger doesn't have one. I would sooner spend that money on one of many other talents. We look at the WWE ratings plunge, absolutely plunging to record lows. You look at their live attendance for these televised events, for Raw, for SmackDown, and they have record-setting low attendance. It's reminded me of WCW before they went bankrupt, where they had to force everybody to one side of the arena to make it look like it's a full show. And yet they still don't get it. They still come out with the same exact shit over and over again. Hideo Itami, I wouldn't get behind Hideo Itami. I just don't think he's made for the American wrestling market. He can't cut a promo, and if you can't cut a promo, you're not going to make it. You got to be able to get people wanting to see you, and as talented as he may be in the ring when he's not being broken, which seems like pretty often, there's nothing about Hideo Itami makes me turn around and say, I got to see a match of his. Not one. Yeah, I'll tell you what, Joey Ryan, man, just somebody put him out to pasture already. I mean, maybe if they came up with a completely different gimmick for him, perhaps. But, that whole friggin' lineup of penises and hard on and all that bullshit that they pulled last time out, that was just offensive. That was right up there with Katie Vick, in my opinion. Maybe even worse. You never actually saw Katie in the casket or anything. It wasn't like you saw Hunter humping a dead girl. So right now, by show of hands, how many of you guys are going to be getting the pay-per-view on, what is it, 25th, I think? May 25th. It's right around the corner. Coming to you live from the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, Nevada. Vince arguably tried to get CM Punk to come back. Talk about too little too late. Why don't you ever fucking appreciate the talent you had when you had it, when the fans were clamoring for it, and you shit down their mouths? And now all of a sudden it backfires on you. You know, that's the thing about corporations they don't get. They get so big that they think they don't have to listen. And they're like, oh, you're still going to come and watch us, which for a little while, yeah, that's going to happen, but it will catch up with you, and that right now is what the WWE is learning. Vince's day has come and gone, all right? I'll tell you something right now. You got to respect him for what he's done for the business, where the levels he brought it to, how he made it a household institution. But, man, he is so out of touch with today's audience. It's not even remotely close. So I read something about Pac and Paige, and I'll be honest with you, I'm not I barely watch any of the product at all anymore. I will watch this on the 25th because the same reason I got all in, and I'm not going to keep doing this, but I got all in because I wanted to support something independent, something that's outside of WWE because we need something else. But I haven't watched any wrestling whatsoever in a good month. Well, since WrestleMania, and even WrestleMania, I watched like 3 matches. So I don't know anything about Pac. I don't know anything about Paige. I don't know who these guys are. I just read something about this fallout. Now all of a sudden there's no match and whatever. I don't know that Senior got out of touch, to be honest with you, because at that point in time, it was still old school wrestling. You know, Bob Backlund was the world champion and had it for years and years, and that's the way it worked back then. You know, Bruno held it for 8 years. Backlund held it for 6 years. You're world champion, it meant something, and you dominated that title for a pretty good period of time. And they were filling out Madison Square Garden under Junior, so I wouldn't say he was out of touch. Now, would he have thought of WrestleMania? No. Did he want to do this worldwide global domination of the industry? No, he didn't see that as being even an option. So Vince was definitely, Junior was definitely ahead of the curve in that. Okay, Pac is Neville. See, there you go. That helps. So Neville decided not to fight Paige. Who the hell's Paige? I have, honest to God, guys, no idea who that is. I know that one of the other things I'm looking forward to with the AEW is I'm going to end up finding some new talent that I didn't know anything about ever before. I hadn't seen them wrestle, whether it's from overseas or just independent leagues that I hadn't seen. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to somebody just blowing me away that I'd never seen before. Now, I'm not sure. You know, we're talking about Vegas, so I don't know what the over-under is on CM Punk making an appearance, but I'd have to say I will be shocked if he does not appear. He may not wrestle, but I cannot believe he doesn't make an appearance. I see him making a run-in or doing something. Hangman Page, I've heard the name. He's part of the Bullet Club, is he not? Yeah, John Moxley is a name I am familiar with. Yes, Bishop, I am definitely aware that they got a hell of a sweet TV deal. And that's going to make things interesting. Now, what I haven't heard, and I don't know if they've announced, is what time and what day is their flagship show going to be airing? Are we going to have a Monday Night War? Are we going to go head-to-head? And really, you could do Monday or Tuesday at this point in time. Or are they going to go on a night of their own? But I can tell you right now, personally, I would love to see them just go head-to-head because right now they will kick the shit out of the WWE head-to-head. The million-dollar question is, can they maintain that? And I also say something else right now. The PG era is about to die because the WWE cannot compete with a PG product. SmackDown moving to Fridays? Well, maybe. Fox right now, not so sure they want the WWE product anymore. They're looking at these ratings tanking, and they're not so sure they want this. Big win for Chris Jericho here. I mean, think about where the ratings were when Fox signed the WWE, and they were declining. But think about where they were, and look at where they are today. And that's, what, less than a year? I forget when they signed the WWE, but it's been less than a year, maybe 8 months, if that.
Here is your winner, Chris Jericho.
Now, big win for Chris Jericho over CM Punk. All right, we got something else coming up here for you. Stay with me for a moment. Bear with me, if you would. Maybe a false count anywhere. All right, here we go. I've got to admit, when I first heard that this was going to be the main event, I paused and wasn't really thrilled about it. But then I saw the promos they were cutting and the angle they were taking it on, and I've got to admit, it has a lot of potential to be a good match. NXT will be on FS1. What is that? Are they not going to be on the network? Of course they're going to be on the network. What is that? Oh, yeah. There is that. Bishop, there's no way AEW is not going to cross the lines. They would be absolutely idiotic. And think about all the guys that are making up the roster, all the guys that are running the show. They all wanted something that they couldn't have in WWE. They wanted to have control of their characters. They wanted to take them into a different direction than they were able to. Now they have that freedom. And they know they have to come up with a counter product. The fans won't tolerate it. The fans are going there for something different. I love the promo they cut for, well, I'll call him Dean Ambrose because that's what most people are familiar with now. But the whole prison scene and him breaking out of prison, I thought it was brilliant.
From Austin, Texas, weighing in at 238 pounds, Dustin Rhodes.
As I said, this has a lot of potential to be a worthy main event. Now, obviously, Dustin can't go the way he did 10, 15 years ago. But I think for one night, if he's rested up for a few days, he's been doing a lot of the DDP yoga kind of stuff and getting his body in shape. And according to him, he feels great. Fox Sport 1, it's cable satellite. Yeah, I'm familiar with that. So they're going to be picking up NXT, what, live or? I can't believe NXT is not going to still be on the network as always, because that's actually been one of their successful programs. And why? Because you don't have the same old shit day in and day out. They are a little bit edgier. Their matches are a whole lot better. I'll tell you what, if it ends up being another Monday Night War type of thing, where it's AEW versus WWE head-on, I don't think WWE survives this time. Even though, Vince will be out of the picture within the year. I can guarantee you that. Bishop, I agree with you wholeheartedly. It's great to see Dustin get a chance to be Dustin again. Will he be able to keep the Rhodes last name? It's hard to say right now. I haven't heard officially one way or another. We know Cody's still fighting to use it. Apparently, he had an amateur wrestling match back in his high school days where he did go by that name of Dustin Rhodes. And the legal team is trying to use that as a loophole for him to be able to market himself that way. I think it's a very clever strategy, and it could work. I don't really think it matters if he uses it or not. Everybody knows who he is. He'd be just as good going with Runnels. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how this thing comes off. There's a lot of potential here. I hope they meet it. And I'm still waiting to hear from you guys. How many of you are planning on getting the pay-per-view on the 25th? Actually buying the pay-per-view, not going to like a torrent site the next day or something like that. But how many of you are going to drop down, I don't even know what are they getting for this thing. I'm guessing $35 or so. If you're getting the pay-per-view, just put in the comments down below, I'm in. And I can tell you, I'm in. I'm going to get this one. Hope it lives up to the hype. Uh-oh, wait. Shit's happening. Hot off the big victory over CM Punk. Roll him up, Cody. Roll him up. Do it. Surprise! Oh, Cody. What the fuck? Oh, Cody. Just stand there and take one, why don't you? Jericho almost got somebody DQ'd. Uh-oh, Dustin. With the Bulldog head bursts into the canvas. Jericho distracting the referee. $50. Holy shit. Okay, I thought StarCast was like a live event there. Like a autograph kind of thing. What is StarCast now got? Is it a wrestling show as well? Brandon, how you doing, buddy? Oh, Cody giving it to Dustin. Jericho went and got a haircut when he went backstage. He also lost a tattoo. Oh, that's got to be it. Unless he picks him up off the canvas. Boom! Crossroads. Good night. And that's how you get it done. All right, so they're doing roasts and conventions, and is it on pay-per-view or is it going to be on TV? What's the deal with that? Yeah, $49.99. That's pushing the boundaries right there in my book. I think it's a little high for a first event. But they'll get it. And they'll get it from me. You know, it's like, but this will be the last one that I'm going to spend $50 on. I can tell you that right now. I'll watch the product on TV and, you know, I'll just catch replays and clips of stuff on YouTube and stuff like that afterwards.
Here is your winner, the All-American Nightmare, Cody.
Look at this. The henchman. You dirty bastard. Yeah, All In was just not good. It really wasn't AEW either, because at that point they hadn't created AEW. It was supposed to be a one-off event. It was, and then it was so big, and they made money off of it that they were able to entice big investors, and that's where we're at now. All right, let's throw one more match up here, and then I'm going to wrap this up because my better half is on the way home. I don't know what we got planned today, but we got to go out and do something. Let's see. Boom. Figure out who else we got here from AEW on the roster. There we go. All right, this will be our final match of the stream. You don't see anybody saying I'm in that they're going to get the pay-per-view, but I'm sure some of you are. $50 is definitely a steep price point. If I hear Joey Ryan's name mentioned with it, then I might not get it. I may also just chill out, wait till the next day and see what the reviews are and see if it's worth getting the replay. I hope they do not do what they did with the All In pay-per-view, and that is bring all these legends back just for the purpose of having them there. You know, it's like when you have the Road Warrior animal coming out on a bike just to ride out on a bike and wave and then go away. It's like, come on, man. Nothing against the man. It's just like, this has to be something new. It's got to be fresh. It's got to be either talent that's been buried and held back unjustly, or new and upcoming names that we just haven't gotten used to seeing yet. And when you bring back the guys that can't even perform, it's just a waste of time and money.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Los Angeles, California, weighing in at 215 pounds, John Morrison.
Big JH is half in. I'd say I'm 3/4 in. I'm sure I'll get it. I have very little doubt that I'll get it. But then I'm really looking forward to seeing what their TV product looks like.
From Cincinnati, Ohio.
They've got to hit a home run with this event, though. It absolutely has to be a home run. And I don't really, aside from the main event, I don't know any of the matches that are set to happen. I'm not sure if they're going to have titles on the line. And I'm all right with that because, quite honestly, I'd rather just have... I've always been a big fan of the match that just kind of comes out of nowhere. That's why I always loved ECW. You just never knew what the hell match is. They could show you a card of wrestling and say that's what you're buying a ticket for, and then you get there, it's a whole different event, and you didn't give a shit because it was freaking awesome. Omega versus Jericho. That definitely has potential. Jericho's really past his prime, though, at this point. I think that would have been a great match 5 years ago. I would have loved to see Omega against CM Punk. Now, I can totally see CM Punk getting involved in that main event. Have him come out. If CM Punk comes out during the main event, who does he fight for? Whose side does he choose in that main event if he comes out? And this whole Pac versus Paige thing, what happened with it? I mean, why all of a sudden are they not wrestling? Somebody didn't make weight? That's sarcasm, by the way. We haven't had accurate weights listed in WWE or wrestling in a long time. Pac back down to beat AEW. Why would he do that? Did he give a reason? I mean, to me, that's silly. I mean, it's good money. It's got to have a big TV exposure. And I haven't heard, but did they sign Johnny Mundo by chance? I mean, it's a huge free agent out there for them not to. Oh, man. What? How does he not get a travel visa? He should have a work visa. That's a big fuck up right there. Hey, out of curiosity, what the hell is that? Lucha Underground. Is that still a thing? On the Del Rey Network. I used to like watching that, but by season 3, I just kind of like, But there was a lot of good stuff that came out of LA. Oh, so it did end. That's too bad, because I really did like a lot of it. How many years did it run? 4 seasons? I think it was even on Netflix at one point in time. Still on Netflix. I may end up watching the last couple seasons then, just so I can see what I missed. So Johnny Mundo, is he signed with AEW or do we know? The last place oh wait, no, he's in TNA, isn't he? Never mind, he's at Impact. Last time I saw him, he was their champion. This is going to be an interesting three-way because with Impact trying to make a dent in the market again for the, 25th time. And I would say this is probably the best Impact has been. Not that I watch much of them at all, very little. But what I've seen of it has been better than it's been since year one. Year one, it was a good wrestling organization and program. Not still on Netflix? It sucks. All right, some upsets here today on these cards that I put together. All right, guys, I promised you I had to keep it short, so I do got to keep it short. I'm going to wrap this one up for right now. My plan going forward is to do something either Monday and or Wednesday nights, somewhere near 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6:30. That's kind of the time slot that I have to work with right now. I wish I could be more precise and more, consistent, but I'm just doing the best I can with the time I got. I promise you guys if we would have made it to our goal for our fundraising campaign for the Children's Miracle Network that I would stay going and keep on putting content out there, so I'm going to keep my word on that. I just don't have the amount of free time that I used to have. And I can tell you right now, the first 2 weeks of June, I will have a lot more free time, and we'll make up for some of the lost time then. For those of you that want to still donate to the Children's Miracle Network, you can do that by going to the description box below this video. There's a link in there that will take you to the extralife.org campaign page. We've already got up to, I think the last time I checked, we were at $500. Our goal was $300. I can't thank you guys enough for helping me with that. And all the Lucha Ground talent's gone to TNA and WWE, which is about what I would expect to have happened. So for TNA's sake, they better figure out something and figure it out quick. Otherwise, this company may just eradicate them off the map. All right, boys and girls. That is going to do it for this one. I'll be back with more. Hope you will join me ringside. In the meantime, y'all have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you real soon. Peace.